Hi, how are you? I'm Anthony from Cypher House Escape, and today I'm working on the Cryptex Hunt. The Cryptex Puzzle Hunt is a yearly puzzle hunt celebrating International Cryptex Day. The specific Cryptexes being celebrated on International Cryptex Day are those made by master artisan Justin Nevins. These aren't those cheapo plastic Cryptexes that you can buy for a couple bucks on Amazon. No, these are heavy-duty, professional-grade Cryptexes. It's because people like Justin Nevins and the Cryptexes that he creates so much that the Cryptex Hunt was born a few years back. Now, the Cryptex Hunt holds a special place in my heart because it was one of the first puzzle hunts that I worked on live back in 2018, but it's also one of the hunts that I tend to look forward to every year because it always takes on a different form. Just to give you an example, one year the entire puzzle hunt was encoded in a magazine. I'm going to quickly put all of the designers of the Cryptex Hunt up on the screen here. I believe every puzzle was created by a different designer, so we're going to get to see what all of these different amazing creators have thought up for the Cryptex Hunt this year. This year, the Cryptex Hunt is taking the form of an escape room game jam. Basically, that's the kind of contest where everybody might create a 15 or 20-minute escape room game and submit it to a competition for playtesters to vote on which one is their favorite. But this isn't an actual escape room game development competition, it's a puzzle hunt, and every game has a hidden answer encoded inside of it somewhere. It's absolute madness, it's insane, I can't even do justice explaining it, so I'm just going to show you me solving a couple of the first few puzzles. So I guess I'm just going to jump into the first puzzle. International Cryptex Day, written by Errol Elamir. You wake up in your room. It's March 1st. You are in your bedroom. A nightstand and a wardrobe are beside the bed. I am also going to start a timer now to see how long this puzzle takes me. Okay, let's look at the wardrobe. You open the wardrobe hoping for a portal, but a greeting card falls out and onto the floor. This is a card which says, "Happy International Cryptex Day," written on the front. Inside, you read, "I hear you like puzzles, so you're in for a treat. I've made you a challenge I hope you can't beat. The microwave holds a secret to play. Here's to your fun on this special day." All right, so we have our mini map up here in the top right. I'm gonna go south into the hallway. There is a door to the south which is closed, and you also suspect locked. Well, we need to test that. You need a key before entering it? Okay. This small bathroom only has a toilet and a sink. You see soap. All right, let's look at the soap. Anything special about this soap? The bar of soap is dry and hard as if it hasn't been used for a long time. It feels heavier than you would imagine a bar of soap to be. So I'm guessing we have to dissolve the soap. Can I turn on sink? No water comes out of the tap. That sucks. All right, let's try using the soap in the toilet. The soap drops into the toilet, splashing you with water. You're grossed out a bit. Eventually it dissolves to reveal a key. There is a key in the toilet. You want it, but your obsessive desire for key collecting cannot overcome your abhorrence of toilet water. No, take the key. Ew, no, you're not putting your hands in there. You need something to fish it out. Fine. Can I use the greeting card as like some sort of fashioned scooper? Scoop key. With greeting card. Unknown verb scoop. You're at your front door. A staircase leads up. The living room is to the east and the kitchen is to the north. The living room has a couch to relax in and a TV to waste away the little time you have in this life. Okay, way to get a little dark there, Errol. What's this? A toy was buried beneath the cushions. Oh right, you remember this toy. It was annoying and played annoying sounds. What kinds of sounds? I'm wondering if we will need to extract the batteries at some point. The computer is locked. You type the password you know, but it doesn't work. Someone has been messing with your stuff. Jerks. Also sitting in the bookcase is a Cryptex and some weird globe thing. You are in a small hallway between the foyer and the kitchen. To the east is the computer room. On the wall are some pictures as well as an old-fashioned wall phone. Okay, so we have what appears to be 6 cacti that give us, it looks like a pattern of like right, left, or center. There's one that's longer in each case. The keypad on this phone, however, looks different. Let's look at the keypad. Let's Strange, the alphabet is normally placed in a standard order on the keypad of the phones with actual buttons, but this one has random and repeated letters. Interesting, so there are 3 letters for each number, which to me could indicate that we're going to be using our cactus code to indicate which of the 3 letters we're taking in each case. But we only had 6 cacti and there's 12 buttons here. Okay, I think what I might need is I might need a set of 6 numbers so that I know which 6 numbers my cacti are going to relate to. Okay, well, we know the microwave, according to the greeting card, has what we need. Let's check the fridge. There are a lot of notes and pictures on this fridge. You do see a fridge magnet you haven't seen before hidden under some notes. Okay, so let's take the fridge magnet. You open the cupboard and a long piece of twine falls out. And finally, let's look at the microwave. This microwave is locked. Why on earth is a microwave locked? Who treats their home like an escape room? Okay, so I think getting into the microwave is the final goal. So can I use twine on magnet? You thread the twine through the hole in the fridge magnet and make a neat little knot. I really like the mini map up here. It's really helpful for getting around. With your magnet in hand, you lower it via the twine into the toilet. It makes a little plorp sound and sinks to the bottom of your porcelain container. The magnet attaches to the key. It's still covered in toilet water, so you wipe it on a towel and make a mental note never to use towels in your house again. So does the key work in the bedroom? With the key in hand, you enter this room. This bedroom is empty save for an old-fashioned phone sitting on a table. You see a remote. Of course that won't work now because the remote has no batteries. Cool, this phone works. You just need to know whom to call. So can I examine the toy in my inventory? Oh. I should have known. You open the toy and take out the batteries inside. You toss the toy aside and it disappears, never to be seen again. You put the batteries inside of the remote. This is the first time you've seen the remote with batteries in a long time. For that matter, this is the first time you've seen the remote in a long time. People in this house tend to lose the remote and take it places, like upstairs. Why did you find this upstairs? Is the TV upstairs? No. Then why was the remote there? I don't know. Drives me insane, seriously. You turn the TV on and start flipping through the channels. You've heard people refer to this as channel surfing. You wonder if that translates to pitiful existence. If you knew a channel to turn to, you would automatically do so, but you don't. Maybe you need to find a channel to turn to. In fact, maybe that maybe isn't a maybe at all, and this is a subtle clue that you need to know a channel. So what do I do now? I still have the greeting card. Let me take another look at those cactus pictures. They each have a different frame around them. Am I supposed to use that frame somehow to tell me which number to use each of these cacti on? Did I not go somewhere? I'm just kind of going back through the house, just taking a look around to make sure I didn't miss anything. So I tried to call Errol on the phone. He says, you don't know whom to call, you don't want to dial numbers randomly, you usually keep phone numbers stored on your computer. Yeah, I'm unfortunately baffled. Okay, about 47 minutes in, I think I'm going to take a break from this and come back to it at a later point. Okay, so I ended up spending probably another hour or so just rechecking everything in the game, trying various theories and ideas. And so eventually I had to go seeking for a hint. This puzzle hunt has a dedicated Discord server, which you can find from the Cryptex Hunt website. I noticed a lot of people were talking about looking at the magnet that we got off of the fridge, and so I tried to examine fridge magnet tied to twine, and it says you notice nothing special. I definitely tried this at some point, even if I didn't do it on the video, because I looked at everything in this game. And eventually, I found out that you need to type in X magnet rather than fridge magnet, and up comes an image of the magnet with a 6-digit combination, which I was hoping we were going to eventually find for the phone. So I guess this is a lesson. I need to try a multitude of phrases sometimes to look at some of these objects, because they might not all be programmed into the game. Okay, so the number we have is 4867 star number sign. Okay, so the first number is a 4, and we need the right, so that's an S. The second number is an 8, and we need the right, which is a P. Then we have 6 in the center, which is an L. 7 on the left is an I. That spells splice. So let's go to the computer and do type splice. Call Jess. Call Jess. You make a phone call. The phone is ringing. Oh hey, I know you're calling me and all, and probably want to know all sorts of things, like why you're calling me, and to be honest, I don't know why you're calling me. I was just told that if you call, I needed to tell you something very important. Or maybe not that important. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that important. Good grief. Why did they choose Jess to call? Yeah, Jess sounds interesting. You wait. Oh, you still there? Ha! I guess I should have asked you to call back, but then they told me not to do that. But don't you worry, it's still pretty clear. It says channel 34 and turn on TV. The TV turns on, you flip it to channel 34. An infomercial is playing an ad for a microwave. On it, you see a person pressing buttons on the microwave. They are pressing the numbers 29854. 29854? You key in the passcode, nothing happens. What? You know the answer to this, and try again. It opens in triumph. Stupid tech. Never works when you want. To think this was your goal the whole time. Microwave opening. Other people get to search for the Holy Grail, but you get to open microwaves. Anytime anyone needs a hero to make a TV dinner, you're there. When you open the microwave, you find a ticket to an escape room. That's pretty cool. You receive your present. You are a champion. Press any key to restart the game. Is this ticket important? Underneath some of the letters are these blank spaces. And so, what do we have there? A-D-I-O-N? Oh no, sorry. I need to use some from admit one and some from escape room. So I think it's E-D-I-R-N. So let me explain what I'm doing here. Each game, in addition to being the actual game, you still have to treat it like a puzzle hunt puzzle and find the final puzzle's answer by the end of the game. So there's more to this. We've completed the actual game portion of the puzzle, but we still need to get the puzzle hunt answer. And so I'm thinking this E-D-I-R-N might be... Oh, dinner. If we start with the top line and then read the bottom lines, we start with D-I-N-E-R. Okay, I'm back in here because I noticed that the Cryptex was the same color as the Cryptex on the ticket. Okay, inside the Cryptex you find a flyer. Interesting. Place needs some fixing up? Let us be the first people you think of. These were all items that were in the game. Can I fix the globe? Are you sure you want to try and fix this? I mean, it's not broken, and even if it was broken, how do you fix glass? Maybe it's glued down so people like you don't break it and thus require fixing. Still, you polish it up because you went through the effort of trying to fix it. That's more than most people. So I see the word R there. So R is probably the second letter. Why do you need to fix a plant? I mean, it's not like it's currently in a state of brokenness. Are you wanting to get some handyman award? Errol had a lot of fun writing these descriptions, I think. A perfectly working phone is on the table. It's not broken. You just don't know who to call. Okay, and that spells array, which I'm guessing is the final answer to this puzzle. Yes, it looks like array is the final answer to this puzzle here. Awesome. Okay, I'm ready to start game number 2, which is called Welcome to the Jungle by Brent Mayer. After hours of travel, you find yourself at the edge of the jungle, the rumored location of the Fountain of Sleuth, from which one can drink to gain deeper powers of observation and logic. Olivia is your guide. You should probably talk to her. She says, "Welcome, adventurer. I have driven you to the edge of the jungle, and now you must explore. First, according to the legend, to find the Fountain of Sleuth, you must place the sacred objects on each pedestal you find. I know no more. Second, don't get lost. Very important. You are now deep in the jungle, the canopy above you blocking much of the sunlight. You see a sign and a wall of multicolored vines. A wooden sign painted in small red letters is the phrase, 'Please don't feed the dingoes.' The tag on the magenta vine reads pull, the tag on the yellow vine reads tug, and the last tag reads yank. Let's try going west. Ah, jungle, sweet jungle, you see a box of dots. After twisting and turning, you find yourself in another clearing. You don't know which way is north, so you guess a direction. You are definitely lost. Oh, that's not good. Also, I came from the south, so now I am completely lost. In the center of the clearing is a stone pedestal with a square on top. On top is an oval indentation in it. Okay, and we have a boomerang. Okay, so I can go north, east, and west. Let's try west. Is this the same place where I was when I got the dots? You are still in the jungle, a small clearing that looks like most every other clearing, except for the massive stone in the middle with a narrow slit in it. Scratched on one side is the phrase, Arthur was here. Okay, we also have thread. So what happens if I go north from here? I'm back at the pedestal. Oh, but this is a different pedestal because I have an egg. So we had an oval at the last one. This is a rectangle. So what happens if I go south from here? There's a pedestal here as well. This is a circular indentation. So what happens if I go north from here? I'm at another pedestal. This is the one with the oval. Okay, so that's the direction I came from. Does it change every time? But from my understanding, we have a circle, an oval, a rectangle. Do we have another one? I'm not sure. Maybe it's not changing. Maybe I'm just bad at keeping track. So from the circle, we can go north, south, and west. Going south brings us to the rectangle. So from the rectangle, we can go south, east, and west. Okay, east of the rectangular pedestal is the stone. Oh, this is new. So going west of the circular pedestal, more jungle, of course. What you notice next is more exciting. A dog-like creature, probably a dingo. It looks hungry and ferocious. It moves to stand directly in front of the branches. You also see a journal, and you can go south. This is a journal of some adventurer in surprisingly great shape. There is only one entry in the book dated March 7th, 1923, and very colorful. What adventurer in 1923 brought 3 colored pencils into the jungle? The owner of this book, it appears. The entries read... Okay, so these match the colors of the vines at the beginning. I wonder if the words are important or if it's just the colors. I can take this with me. Well, I know the sign at the beginning said not to feed the dingoes. Feed dots to dingo. The dingo doesn't eat the box of dots. Clearly the dingo has better taste in food. So maybe I need to use the commands pull, yank, and tug in the order given by this journal. So magenta, for example, was pull, and then yellow was tug. Let's try that. You give the magenta vine a pull. Okay. Tug. You give the magenta vine a pull, suddenly you hear a rumble of distant drums, and a toy appears at your feet. Okay, so I bet I can give the toy to the dingo. You anxiously toss the toy towards the dingo. With a lunge, it snaps it up and begins gnashing the toy in its sharp teeth. After a moment, it stalks off into the jungle, gnawing on its prize. The only thing in my pocket that clearly has a definite shape to me is the egg is oval-shaped. Place egg on pedestal? Ah, that worked. In the distance, you hear a rustling of branches, and the pedestal seems to glow slightly. Oh, it's a ball of thread and a box of dots. I should really read all of the descriptions. So I'm going to place thread on pedestal. Okay, in the distance you hear branches and the pedestal glows. So place dots on pedestal. Okay, in the distance you hear a rustling of branches and the pedestal glows. The rustle of branches swell into a crescendo and then still. You notice that the branches have drawn back, creating a new way through, so I can go north here now. You step into a secluded glade deep in the jungle. A shaft of sunlight illuminates a stone fountain. Dry, broken down stones of what may have been a fountain stand in the middle of the glade. If this was once the famed Fountain of Sleuth, it's a major letdown. We do find a machete. Okay, so let's take the machete and see if we can put it back in that stone at the beginning. You slide the machete into the slot in the stone. A loud clap of thunder echoes through the jungle. Did that activate the Fountain of Youth? This is a beautiful fountain of water bubbling out of the stone and sparkling down into a glowing pool at the stone's base. Drink fountain. You take a long drink from the fountain of sleuth and feel your mind expand with knowledge and cognitive capacity. The world around you becomes alive with new meaning. Your head starts to spin as new insight comes crashing in upon you. You have won. So we need to, from that, figure out a puzzle hunt answer. It looks like it took me around half an hour to get through the game itself. Okay, I'm now working on this the following day. It's pretty tough to find time to fit these week-long escape rooms into every single day, so oftentimes I just kind of try to fit in some puzzle solving when I can. Now, I had a couple of ideas for what the puzzle hunt puzzle could involve. There were some weird things about the game. The weirdest thing was how we kept getting lost. The other weird thing is that journal that told us in what order to yank, pull, and tug the vines. Each of those was given a different word of some kind. I'm wondering if those words are going to be important. I wonder if this date is important. I'm going to look up this date in another window. I'm not seeing much about any adventurers dated March 7th, 1923. I was wondering if maybe this date could be an index somehow for some of these words? You know what these puzzles actually feel like? These feel a little bit like ARG or augmented reality game style of puzzles. This is frequently how they hide them, is they'll hide a puzzle within a other work of some kind. Okay, so this is more or less what the map looks like to me. You start down here at the bottom of the map. I don't really know if this is important, and if so, how. All of the magenta ones start with a P. Oh, that stands for pull, yank, and tug, I think. All of the purple ones were pulls, the yellows were tugs, and the reds were yanks. So I'm starting to suspect that these words aren't important to the overall puzzle hunt puzzle. Wait, did I ever use the boomerang? I don't think I ever used the boomerang. Okay, I throw the boomerang flies in an arc and almost hits your target. If only that tree hadn't been there. Looks like the boomerang took some damage and now should probably be called a broken rang. The broken rang sails in an unsteady arc almost in the direction you intended, but misses its mark when it hits a stone outcropping. Oh no, what do you call a more broken rang? Probably you call it a stick? You throw the stick, but there is no curve or arc. It drops to the ground. I don't see what else I would be doing with this stick. Give stick to Olivia. Put stick in fountain? Okay, let's try to give our stick magical sleuthing powers. I can't. I know if I drink the water that ends the game, and I have to start over. But maybe something's different on a second playthrough? Like I closed the browser and came back when I came back the second day. You take a long drink from the fountain of sleuth and feel your mind expand with knowledge and cognitive capacity. The world around you becomes alive with new meaning. Think that's supposed to hint that something is going to be different on second playthrough. Okay, so I just picked up the thread and looked at it, and it says it looks different somehow, but you can't quite make it out. Drinking from the fountain of sleuth has altered our perception of the thread and the dots. The boomerang also looks different somehow. Like maybe it'll slowly become more clear to me what's different about these objects when I drink from the fountain enough times. Your vision seems even sharper than before. Oh, I looked at the machete now, a long knife with a sharp edge embedded in the stone. With your new insight, you see that it is inscribed with the name of the legendary Queen of King Arthur, Guinevere. So what if I look at the dots? You notice attached to it is a coupon for a creme de menthe candy by the same manufacturer. Okay, and Andy's chocolate mints were also made by Tootsie Roll Industries, and they're a creme de menthe candy. On the egg, with your new insight, you see that it was made by a famous Russian jeweler. Okay, so it's probably a Fabergé egg. Let's take a look at what's on the thread. With your new insight, you see that it is made of the first synthetic fiber from DuPont. That's nylon. Okay, now I look at the stick and I notice something. With your new insight, you can see it has the following symbols on it: an oval, a rectangle, a circle, and a line. The oval was the Fabergé egg, so I'm thinking I just might take the first letter of these. The rectangle was the dots, which was Andy's. The circle was the thread, which was nylon. And the machete was Guinevere, which was a G. So that spells Fang, F-A-N-G. And it looks like Fang is the correct answer to this puzzle. It took an additional 41 minutes of walking around the game trying to figure out what was involved with this puzzle for me to piece it together. So that was footage of my live solves of the first 2 puzzles in this year's Cryptex Puzzle Hunt. This is an extremely interesting video for my channel because this is the first time that I've ever posted solutions to a puzzle hunt while the puzzle hunt is still running. The puzzle hunt started on Monday, March 1st, and it ends on Saturday, March 6th, which is the day after this video is going live. So there's still time if you want to try to jump in, solve as many of these puzzles as you can, and compete to be the first one to finish the meta puzzle. But even if you don't, there will still be a random drawing prize for anybody who finishes the puzzle hunt by the end of March. So hopefully that helps some of you get started on the Cryptex Puzzle Hunt. I'll be leaving a link down in the description below in case you would like to start solving the hunt yourself. I don't know if I'll be able to record the whole thing, including the final meta puzzle, but I'll release whatever footage I do have sometime in a couple weeks. Until then, thank you so much for watching. Happy Cryptex Day, everyone, and as always, happy escaping.